Hello, everyone, and welcome to a the beginning of a new journey. I think that should be fascinating. I'm your host, Ronan Unchained, and I I can't believe that we are 5 to 6 months away from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and the first Star Wars movie since 2019 of the Rise of Skywalker. And I've been thinking about doing this project of what I call the road to the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I was like, you know what? The weeks leading up to it, I want to revisit the show, and I want to bring in people who either have never seen the show, never seen anything Star Wars related, or people who already have seen it and want to revisit it and see how we feel about it after all these years. I have someone who, from what he's told me, has never seen anything Star Wars related, which I think is bonkers. And I can only imagine people be yelling me like, "Why are you gonna start him off with the Mandalorian for Star Wars? Are you kidding me?" But I'm like, I want to do it as an experiment and see if he can get into the franchise without the usual theme songs, the usual characters, and just go as a curveball and see if he can get into it with this angle. And I'll talk about someone who I celebrate my Tuesdays almost every Tuesday on his channel, Party Nation. And I have with me my hermano Lance Geek Drums. How you doing, Lance?
I got pizza on my face. What's up?
But yeah,
Yes,
folks.
I won't say never. I've seen. I watched the first episode of the Skeleton Crew. I watched what was the show before that with Amanda Stein. How did you say it?
The Acolyte.
I watched the first episode of The Acolyte. I actually liked it. I just never went back to it once I heard it was canceled. That reaction is up on my channel, so I actually watched that. I just never went back to it when it was canceled.
So you started off separate adventures to Star Wars, but you just never went through with said movie or show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess this will be another startup for you, and this one I'm gonna hold to you and be like, "Yo, we're at the very least we're gonna finish the first season, and hopefully if you dig it, you'll continue onwards to the road to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie." Yeah, I really don't want to ask you about expectations, except just show you the first episode and see how you feel about it, because
isn't this
you're
like
not going to hear
Pedro Pascal in it or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think through osmosis you've heard of stuff that of this show, but you just never dived into it. I presume. But yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Again, just right before we start watching it, that this was highly anticipated before it came out, and this was dropped around the same time. Either
Wasn't
before
this like COVID time?
No. This was right before COVID. So this dropped right around the same time that Rise of Skywalker came out. So that was closing the saga of a big part of Star Wars, and this was starting something new. And this really brought in new energy to Star Wars, and I'm very interested to see if you can connect with it or not.
Agua y Atuca. Jacta Gratu.
They were gonna kill him like just in the bars. That's like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, all right. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, all right. That's how you start a show. All right.
Wait.
Heartfelt gratitude. There must be some mistake. I can get you more credits.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
So, Mandalorians, is that like just the name of like the bounty hunters? Like, is it numerous Mandalorians?
So this is where it's intriguing. It's both a race and a creed.
Okay.
It's a race of people. Mostly they're known because of their uniforms like this. But this one in particular is a bounty hunter.
Passage to the yards.
I can just hear the Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
No droids.
There's callbacks here to original movies that, like, again, if you grew up with it and know it beat by beat, you'd recognize them. But yeah, if you don't, it's no big deal. But like, oh, there's so many callbacks already right now.
You know what he's looking for. You're looking for Ravenaps, right? Dang, Varric, that was close.
What is that?
Stay off the ice. That's the understatement of the millennium.
But yeah,
I like your ship.
when this show came out,
It's classic.
a lot of us were like, we're not used to this. So like,
Razor Crest, am I right?
a lot of times with projects, we go into it knowing some
Pre-Empire?
stuff, but this was the first time where like nobody knew much except that like, okay, it's
I
a
have a
dude
lot
who
of
looks like
credits,
Boba Fett.
That's why I
And-
offered to hail a cruiser.
This takes place after the original movies. I'm like, all right, cool.
So Boba Fett was a Mandalorian too?
We'll get into that
How
later.
much are they
But
paying you?
in name at the time, he was a Mandalorian. And then once we watch
Is it
more,
true
you'll
you
know,
guys
you'll
were
learn more.
after help?
All your questions will be answered. I promise you that, or at least
Okay.
most of them.
What the hell? What the hell was that?
Those people are in carbonite freeze. They're frozen prisoners.
In carbonite?
They're frozen.
But I guess that's not going to happen this year.
Probably not.
I told you, he's a bounty hunter.
But freezing them alive is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he wasn't bothered for a reason. I knew he wasn't bothered by that for a reason. He said, probably not.
Oh, that was fast. Did you catch them all?
My boy,
Mm-hmm.
rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Good, I'll begin the offload. Udoba Nuchak.
I was so happy he was part of the show, man. Oh.
Fine.
So for the longest time, the Empire ruled the galaxy, and now this is right after the war has ended. So the rebellion, the good guys won, and now it's like, okay, what currency is worth? What's working right now?
And essentially, all these people just escaped prison.
Yeah, either most of this is like an underworld site. Like this is very, they put it in our respective. It's a ghetto planet. It's a ghetto city that like even the main big populated richer planets don't focus on. So someone like him could move here and make money, which is why he was saying like, fuck, I can't even make it across space with this type of money. Like, pay me
It
more.
won't cover few. Okay.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know that because I played Battlefront. I played that. Yeah, I played Battlefront. Battlefront is fun. Like, who
Mhm.
doesn't play Battlefront?
Freeze! No! Drop your weapons.
No, pardon. Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm.
This is Dr. Pershing. Please excuse his lack of decorum. His enthusiasm outweighs his discretion. Please lower your blaster.
Werner Herzog.
Have them lower theirs first.
We have you 4-1.
I like those odds.
He also said you were expensive. Very expensive.
This guy,
Please sit.
in real life, he's a famous director. And so when he was rumored to be part of it, I was like, what the hell? This random Star Wars show is getting all these big like people around the world. It's like,
I remember hearing about these castings.
mm-hmm.
I remember hearing about like how big this show was, and then like after, like when
The
stuff
impact.
the impact, and like especially during like COVID, during the
Best guy.
shutdown when they were
Go
starting back
ahead.
to like film stuff.
It's
A
real.
lot of talk about this show was like going on. I remember that specifically.
This is
I used to
all their
watch
down
podcasts while I was at work.
I
just
have
listen
come
to
to
that.
owner of Beskar.
So Beskar,
Let's see the
it's like
bark.
they're adamantium or vibranium.
Discretion dictates.
It's a rare metal. It's
A less
it's
traditional
worth a lot of money,
agreement.
and it's mostly from their home planet, Mandalore.
He's not a man of many words. I can tell. Like he's straight on business.
And I love that. Oh, that feels so cowboy, like Clint Eastwood. Oh,
Yeah. Rotisserie aliens?
Awakened monkey lizard. That's what they're called.
Another Mandalorian?
Mm-hmm. He just passed through a hall full of them.
So, like, do their suit designs mean anything as far as like rank or?
It varies. I think it is some rank. Some of it's self-designed. Some of it it's like clan. Like I'll use it right now. But you know how like in Wakanda, there's the Djibouti tribe. There's the people on the border. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Like each design might be from a different clan or profession. Like right now, she is like the blacksmith of this inner covenant and like the spiritual leader, which is why he's like sitting down to meet with her.
Basically, respect me, you peasant.
This is extremely
Does he ever show his face?
The excess will sponsor
You have to wait and see.
That's good.
I just know how like Disney is when they get like bigger actors. They all want to just take off the helmet. I'm glad they're not doing that. Was that Diego Luna?
No, that's a flashback to his childhood.
I know. It looked like
No, it's some brown kid. No. No, Diego Luna's another show. TV just gets better and better every year, man. Like kids nowadays take this stuff for granted. The way we grew up watching TV shows, especially sci-fi and stuff, is like, oh, it looks so much better nowadays.
Bro, stop leaving your arms out.
You are a bounty hunter.
Yes.
I will help you. I have spoken.
You know who that voice is? Nick Nolte.
Oh. He's enjoying this.
Well, watch. This is why.
I don't have time for this. Do you have a land speeder or speeder bike that I could hire?
You are a Mandalorian. Your ancestors rode the great mythosaur. Surely you can ride this young foal.
It's basically a cowboy trying to break a bronco or like trying to like settle a stallion to ride.
Yeah.
All right.
Were these creatures like practical, like Jurassic Park, or are they just straight CGI?
So they're CGI, but they used animatronics like old school animatronics like to show them how they move and how they like move a lot, like hand stop motion type.
Yeah,
they made them look CGI. It's why they look and feel real.
This is acceptable.
Great. Now let's regroup out of harm's way.
You know who that
and
voice is?
plan.
I will, of course, receive the reputation merits associated with the mission.
Can we talk about this later?
Taika Waititi.
I require an answer if I am to proceed. Alert.
Now I hear it.
This thing goes hard.
Up top.
I will initiate self-destruct.
Do not self-destruct. We're shooting our way out.
He doesn't want to die.
Okay. New plan.
Beginning self-destruct counts out.
No, stop.
That's some real cowboy shit.
Oh man. So badass. Oh.
Why did I never watch this?
Well done.
You're watching it now.
I will
That's what counts.
disengage self-destruct initiative.
This was one of the best kept secrets in the history of pop culture.
Wait. They said 50 years old.
Species age differently. Perhaps it could live many centuries. Sadly, we'll never know.
No. We'll bring it in alive.
The commission was quite specific. The asset was to be terminated.
Can't kill a baby.
These are my favorite shots ever in Star Wars.
So the Mandalorian has a soft spot for kids.
So Jon Favreau created the show, and one of the biggest names in Star Wars, they Filoni directed this one. This was the dude's first live action thing. He done mostly animation. So yeah, that's the end of the first episode. Pedro Pascal starring. Also worth mentioning. At the time, Pedro did some of the work in the suit, but some of the times it was a stand-in actor, a stunt double, and a stand-in actor, and those guys have been with the show since. And that's Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder. We had always heard about them because just because we're nerds, but then they started getting more credit. But they helped out Pedro shape this guy, especially the way he stands, the way he moves, the way he fights. He brought into that, and then Pedro
Why didn't
did that as
Pedro do? Was he just too expensive to have all the time?
So from what I remember at the time, Pedro was doing a play, and so he did some of the stuff in person, and then he was doing voiceover stuff because again, you could do that stuff with the guy in a bucket head. Did you see who did the music?
No, go back.
Do you recognize that name?
Oh, it seems familiar.
This is the composer of Creed, Black Panther, Oppenheimer, Tenet, and Sinners.
No wonder. I like the music.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is right now. I'm going to temporarily put this down. That is, my friend, the first episode of The Mandalorian TV show. What'd you think of it? Because I know how I feel about it. Everybody knows how Ronan feels about it, but how does Lance feel about the first episode of The Mandalorian?
Honestly, I'm intrigued. I mean, you guys have been telling me to watch Star Wars things for years now. So, yeah, I like this. I mean, this caught my attention more than the Acolyte, more than the Skeleton Crew. Maybe it's just something about guys in masks or helmets, facial disguises. I don't know, but it's just something about the Mandalorian, the action scenes that we got, the cinematography of it all, the set design, and also the score. Didn't give away too much. Didn't give you just a little tease either. Again, I mentioned it during the episode. I like the fact that they didn't do the Disney thing and just have Pedro just take the helmet off and walk around randomly.
Yeah.
The fact that they seem to do that with all the other protagonists that have big names attached to them, I can respect that because we go through all of this stuff with all this TV. When you think about the Flash, Grant Gustin takes his cowl off every 5 minutes. Peter Parker, Tom Holland never has his mask on. I can respect that. I love Pedro's performance, his vocal performance, how it's very subtle, very subdued, very what's the word I'm looking for? He's very
subtle, reserved.
Yeah, subtle and reserved. He's very subtle and reserved. Yeah, very stoic, very stoic. Carl Weathers, who can go?
Yeah.
Again, rest in peace to the GOAT, but
Yeah.
great performances. The opening action set piece, yeah, that got me locked in. That opening
the
action
tone?
set piece, yeah, that
Yeah.
set the tone for what this show is. Him chopping dude in half with the door, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. He does not mess around, but like they set you up with that, and then when you get to the end of the episode, they show you that he has a soft side, he has a heart when it comes to essentially kids, no matter if that kid is 50 years old. That's actually funny. Like he's a baby, but he's 50. Like how old is Yoda for real?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I
Go
get
ahead,
like this
please.
was this is a like honestly for like a first time watch. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. Like yeah, that was good.
All
That was really
right.
good. That was really good.
Nice. Yeah, I also like to mention that the cinematographer who did this one and also will work more in this season, the cinematographer is Greg Fraser. Now you might recognize that name because he's the guy who shot the Batman and Dune.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, it looks crispy. As soon as this show came out, he was in high in demand, like a lot, and you can see his style in the Batman as well. But yeah, to echo stuff like that opening, this character design, Pedro himself was a shockwave. It was a new energy to the franchise that I had not felt in a long time, and it's been to me this has helped keep the franchise fresh in my eyes for the past 6 years. Outside of again, this was the first live action show. They had done previous cartoons, animated series, but this was the first time doing a live action show after decades of the rumors that like at one point George Lucas was going to do a live action show, but it was either too expensive at the time, no network was going to commit to it. But the fact that Jon Favreau, who was essentially brought in the MCU with Iron Man, Elf, Zathura, other the live action animated Disney movies. He came in to pitch a story about this Mandalorian, and the guy who I mentioned earlier, Dave Filoni, a big name in the Star Wars universe, wanted to do live action. Kathleen Kennedy teamed them up together, like, all right, you both. One of the guys is full on knowledgeable about Star Wars, especially Mandalorian stuff. Jon Favreau is a creative mind that everybody wants to work with. How about you put you two guys together and make up a show? And this launched Disney Plus, dude. Like, people forget this was the first big thing.
Yeah.
People got. Like it was the reason why I was getting Disney Plus. Like I'm like, okay, cool. There's the cartoon from Disney and old Disney TV movies. Okay, that's on my alley. But like besides that, what else is gonna be the hook? And there was a promise of like we're gonna get Marvel Studios TV shows, but the first thing right out of the bat was gonna be the first live action Star Wars show, and it still holds up just as much. By now you know that this was the show and it got more than one season. But I've always said that this one episode, if this was just a one-off short, it would have been just a great one short and just leave it at the end with like, okay, he finds the kid and where does that go? And dude, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it merch, Baby Yoda, as the child right now is known, blew up, and dude, nobody knew about it. Like nowadays, we get stuff leaked, right? Because of posters or toys or Legos and or Pop Funkos. This merchandise was held for almost a year because they didn't want anything leaking. They knew stuff would leak, and they're like, we got to keep that surprise. And for a lot of us, seeing a version of Yoda, a baby who still that species is not that well known, and be like, that's gonna be the factor, the hook of why this show is gonna exist beyond just following a bounty hunter. I found it just fascinating and a bold move. I love this show. Tell me this, because I know people have told me that like, because it feels, for me, I've always said it feels like a space western or a samurai movie. Like even the way, again, you said like he barely talks. He's very precise when he does talk. His mannerisms, you sense now that he has a code. There's rules he won't break. The pacing, people have said that like for them it was a little adjustment because they're not used to slow pace, which even though I wouldn't consider. Did you have a problem following the story and like they're throwing all these mentions and whatnot, but was it a hard time to follow where the character was going, what he was wanting, or what was happening, or was it like, all right, they gave me enough that I can figure it out on my own?
No. They gave you enough, and not even just for Pedro's Mando character. They gave you enough for each character that had a substantial role in this very first episode. You can see, like, even with like subtle line deliveries or character facial expressions. You can, like, the very first alien that he was going to see. You can tell he was trying to figure out a way to escape. He was trying to figure out a way when he went downstairs on the ship, but then when he eventually, you could tell when he eventually realized, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have come down here. And even with the Mandalorian, why he did not respond to him is because, like, okay, you're gonna be an idiot anyway. You're gonna walk into where I need you to go. I'll just let you handle that. Or when he was meeting to get the chip to get the puck to go find Grogu, that guy did not care if you came back alive or dead, and you could tell with that line delivery. And then it only, I had said that in that moment. I'm like, he doesn't care if they bring anybody back alive or dead. And then the doctor came in and confirmed that with his line. It's like it that part wasn't too on the nose, but I'm like, I can see I can pick up on what the plot is as it's going, and that's a good thing. It's keeping me engaged. It's keeping me locked in as a first time viewer. I like that. I can appreciate that. They took a lot of time and they put a lot of work into this script, and honestly, it's making me more excited as the season goes on.
Yeah, like a lot. There's a lot, for those who don't know, there's a lot of reference in this episode that if you're not a big Star Wars fan, you would miss, and that's fine. Like the mention of Life Day, that's a big reference to the holiday special, which is a notorious the holiday special they did back in the 70s. That is, regardless, the worst thing in Star Wars, or the least favorite thing in Star Wars. And they have two references to it. They say Life Day, which is the celebration that people now do revere in regards, and his rifle, his little like fork rifle. That's something that Boba Fett had when he was first introduced in a cartoon. And so the notion, Joshua was like, let me get that little thing right there and just put that in for this new guy that nobody knows about, except that he has a cool helmet. I love that. And again, you bring in stuff like Carl Weathers as essentially the guy's boss, his handler for the bounties. You throw in the notion that the war is over, the empire has fallen, but we see there's still remnants, and a group of these Imperials want this prisoner. As now you see this baby, and it's like, why do they want this baby? So I love that there's a ton of world building, but it's not hitting you over the head. It's just stuff to be like, it's throwing you stuff there. You should notice it, and then a lot of that stuff will pay off in the coming episodes. And the momentum with it, I loved it. Was there something that you were like, that you caught that you're like, I want to learn more about that in particular?
Honestly, I want to know where his the disdain for droids comes from, because that was one of the things that caught me. And like I said, oh, he doesn't like droids, when he was looking for transportation back to his ship, and he sent away the first transportation ship or car, or whatever they'll call it.
Speeder,
the speeder. When he sent away the first one, he was like, no droids, and he was like, yeah, he doesn't like droids. I wonder what, like, when it's something like that, I always know we're gonna get an explanation for it. And even with the droid played by Taika Waititi, he was like, you're not so bad. I'm like, what happened? Maybe it was in that was it in that flashback to when he was younger? Because it seemed like droids kind of destroyed his whole, I guess, like, village, I guess.
Maybe.
I'm looking forward to seeing like where that goes, because something like that, a character having, I wouldn't even call it a flaw, but like that's just like their one, like one of their like one of their marks, one of their like major like pet peeves, like no droids. Like you tell, like no droids. And then another one, like he draws the line at kids. Like he has, like I can, that those two things really, they caught my attention.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm doing my best to shut my mouth because I don't want to spoil stuff because a lot of stuff will be revealed to you. But I think that we're gonna wrap our coverage for the first episode of the Mandalorian TV show. Lance, thanks so much for taking the time to join me. Please give your final thoughts on the episode and let people know. Plug yourself. Let people know where they can find you and where they should go to look you up. And if you have anything new coming out, please promote it.
Well, first things first, like you can just find me at Lance_Geek_Drums on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Threads. If I still use my Blue Sky, you could find me there, but I offloaded that from my phone. But have a few reviews. I need to do my Zootopia review. Just trying to find the time to get back into the schedule of things. But man, I'm really excited to see where this story goes. Like I said, never been a huge Star Wars fan, but I mean, I kind of probably should because all my friends are Star Wars fans, and especially when we're on the streams, I'm just sitting there, just like twiddling my thumbs, like, yeah, you guys can have this segment, I guess. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where this story goes. Hey, it has my attention. You guys have been trying to get me to watch Star Wars for this long, and it's finally happened. So yeah. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Ronan. Thank you for the opportunity.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that notion that you're like, why they never got into this show? I'm like, doesn't matter. You got into it now, and we're gonna see it through at least for the first season. See how you feel about it because you said you started off the Acolyte, you started the Skeleton Crew, but never finished it. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's just because I hate when you in it. I liked the Acolyte, and then the Acolyte got all that hate. I didn't care about all that hate. I liked Amandla I like her as an actress. Been a fan of hers even before then. And Skeleton Crew, great premise. Love shows that give you like the Goonies type feel, stuff like that, like with a group of kids that are just trying to, solve a problem. I like that. But when when a show gets canned, it just makes me lose all interest. I don't know why. I know I'm not the only person that feels that way, but like that just made me lose I'm like, okay, yeah, people are dogging the show out and then it gets canceled. I'm like, I'd rather not waste my time. Maybe I'll go back to them one day, but yeah.
Yeah, I say so. But yeah, until then, folks, you can follow me at my channel, Ronan Chain, on YouTube, on all socials. I'll be uploading this weekly. Again, each week we're going to be doing a road to the Mandalorian and Grogu film. And so each week I'll do my best to drop each episode from each season. And then again, I think this first season, I just want us, just you and me, to be covering the show. And then if you like the show,
how many
first
seasons
season,
is it? Is it 2?
It's 3.
It's 3?
Yeah.
Bro, how did I miss that? How did I miss that?
And so to give a little hint for people that like, I think what I want is this first season, just me and you, because you don't know anything about it and I do. And then if you like the show, we'll continue with season 2. And then I'll bring in other people who have seen it and be like, ooh, how do they feel about the show now in comparison? Or maybe they haven't seen it before.
Works for me.
But folks, thank you so much for taking the time. Take care. May the force be with you. And as always, this is the way.